Let me tell you how it will be.
Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, and you know that music. Taxman Bob Loeser is in the house, and we're always delighted to have him on. And following a segment on pain, what a great segue, to talk about the pain that you help relieve people of.
Well, first off, thank you. I just wanted to tell the audience that he originally started playing Follow the Yellow Brick Road, and then noticed that it should have been Taxman. And so I thank you for that.
Yes, we had to shift that fast.
Yeah, we talked during the break in regards to the lower pains caused by government agencies, including the Internal Revenue Service.
Much lower pain.
Much lower pains, okay? Those are the ones that need Vaseline at times.
So you were telling me, oh boy! So you were telling me just before before the last segment began, you joined us. We're listening in that you got a whole bunch of last minute preparations taking place right now. What's up with that?
Well, we've got one more federal deadline, and that is October 15th for individual tax returns that have not been filed. And I've probably got about 75 of them that have procrastinated. And as we said before the break, most of them think they wait long enough, it goes away. Right,
why doesn't that work that way? Kind of like that lump that you had on your body that you thought would go away.
But you did hear recently, within the past week, I think it was this weekend, they announced that the IRS could not find $3.7 billion worth of taxpayers who owed money.
How much?
$3.7 billion that they couldn't find, names, addresses, and whatnot, okay?
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Really? Or are they, I hate to be bold, or are they just all Democrats?
Ooh.
All right. I mean, if they want to find you, trust me. I mean, I have a client that has moved twice.
I guarantee you if they owed money, they'd find them, right?
Right. Well, no, but that's what they do. They owe the money. They can't.
No, I'm sorry. If the taxpayer owed the money.
They do. These are taxpayers that owe money that they can't find names, addresses. I mean, they haven't fallen off the face of this earth. They got to be working for somebody. It may not be here in Houston. It may be in Anchorage, Alaska. But you tell me they can't find these people? Sadly.
It's kind of like the inverse of the whole IRS scandal, right? Of conservatives.
Right.
It's like the exact inverse of that.
When I heard that, I go, oh, please. I mean,
I think I just got my next column for Huffington Post.
I mean, there are situations currently that I've had with businesses and individuals that the IRS, out of a clear blue 4 years later, will give a tax notice for year 2007. And you're looking at it going, 2007? The statute of limitations is up? What, you couldn't find this person? He's never moved in those 7 years. So why out of a clear blue? And my particular reason is they've got a deficit. They're running low on money so that again, most taxpayers, if they get a bill for $357.12 and they look at it and go, oh, I don't want to bother Bob about it. Oh, forget it. I'll just write a check. They'll write the check. Okay? Now, if we do that in our business, it's called fraud.
Yeah. IRS apparently has a sanction to do that on a lot of different levels.
But I have a quick question.
This is Sigmund, by the way.
Is there
uninvited at that?
I know. I'm sorry. Is there still a statute of limitations, or did they? I thought they got rid of that.
No, there isn't an open. There is a statute of limitations for filing and getting refunds and whatnot. There is an open end if there is negligence or fraud involved, and or you owe more than 25% of the tax that would have been due. Okay, so for example, if they don't catch you on a 2007 return and you owe $357, but your tax liability was $25,000, they really can't get you for that.
So, but say I forgot to file in 2001.
Okay, now that's open-ended because you didn't file at all.
Gotcha.
Okay, if you filed something, whether it was right or wrong, and then 8 years later they try to come back, their statute's gone. Mm-hmm. They do that on audited times. They'll audit a taxpayer. They'll procrastinate or extend it long enough, and then they'll come back to the preparer, who's the power of attorney, and say, hey, would you give us an extra year to complete our file? And my answer normally is no. Get it done by December 31st, like you said, or write it up as a XYZ tax due, and we'll take you to tax court.
Yeah, that's interesting. Meanwhile, if you rob somebody, 8 years ago or 9 years ago in some states, your statute of limitations makes it no longer possible for you to be prosecuted. Correct. I mean, it's bizarre how, the IRS always takes care of itself.
Correct. Right. But the party that was potentially robbed confronts the person and says he wants to make it up to him, and inadvertently that robber backs into a knife 8 times. Oops.
Okay. Yeah. Are you under a lot of stress, Bob?
Excuse me, let me pop a couple pills here. I'll be right back. The ends justify the means.
The end justifies the means. My goodness. So how do you explain what percentage of your clients wait this long?
Well, if we do, let's say, 700 tax returns a year, personally, I'd say ballpark 6 to 10% will wait.
Really?
Yeah. And some of them actually have money coming back, anywhere from 7 to 15 grand. My response is, well, what are you waiting so long? Well, I have to get, expenses on the farm or capital losses on stock transactions. My response to that is file the return, get your refund back, and then if you're owed a couple more dollars because of these other things, file an amended later.
Quit giving interest to the government.
Correct. They don't even send you thank you notes.
They don't. They absolutely don't. That's incredible. So, other deadlines that people should be thinking about.
Well, we got one more for November.
Yes, we are now in the last quarter of 2014.
Right.
Unbelievable.
And it's gone by fast.
Too fast.
November 15th is the last franchise deadline for the state of Texas. Franchise taxes are due if gross revenues exceed roughly $1.1 million.
1.1
million.
Didn't it used to be $1 million?
It used to be $1 million. They've raised it because of inflation and some other things. So you're really paying, if you're manufacturing, you're paying 0.5% of what they call gross profit. So if you had $3 million in sales and your costs of production are $2 million, then you have $1 million gross profit at 0.5%. It's roughly $5,000 tax. Mm-hmm. Okay. Personal service businesses like mine, attorneys, insurance companies, etc., are taxed at a full 1%, and that's on gross revenues less salaries. So I don't get a chance to deduct rent and telephone and utilities and paper supplies and computer software. I just get a chance to take the gross and subtract my employees and my wages. So in a lot of instances,
so it's taxation without representation of money you actually make.
Correct. So that's the last deadline. And the other issue that I certainly advise people is we're in the last quarter. We're getting close to December 31st. It's planning time again. That because of Obamacare, not the insurance end of it, but other aspects of it, the effective high tax rates are 39.8% on income over $350,000. In addition, you lose deductions, itemized deductions and personal exemptions that you didn't back in 2012 and earlier because of some phase-outs of itemized deductions. Give you a good example. Somebody's got $30,000 worth of itemized deductions. If their income is $600,000-700,000, could lose it all. Now, that doesn't mean they lose all the deductions. You have a standard of roughly $10,000. But if they had 30 and they're only being able to deduct 10, that's a $20,000 difference at 35%. That's $7,000 worth of additional taxes. Surprise, surprise.
Wow. All right, Taxman Bob Loeser, we call him, and you can learn more about him by emailing him at taxmanbob@pdq.net. And your number?
713-953-1272. That's 713-953-1272. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm really considering doing a real serious program next time I'm on.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. That was a maniacal laugh. Be worried. I tell you, he is a great source.
Did you say maniacal or monocle?
No, maniacal. All right. He is the great source of infotainment. We're glad to have him here on The Price of Business. More for you after this.
'Cause I'm the taxman.